So.
There we go.
Hey.
It's hopeless, Indy. You'll never make it.
So if you guys didn't catch it, I was just hanging out with Mephisto and his buddy over on their channel talking about Blade Runner, another Harrison Ford film. And when they found out that I was the founder of the Blade Runner fan club, and he was like, well, how did that work exactly? I said, well, there was a fan club back in 1982, but it never launched because it was supposed to launch off of the official Blade Runner magazine. But the problem was the movie tanked because it couldn't compete with E.T., even The Thing. Both of them released the same period of time there within a week of each other and could not compete with E.T. E.T. killed them. And so the fan club died. And so I got to know the guy that published those magazines for Tops. And he ended up giving Gary and me all of the leftover magazines. And we sold them at conventions and gave them away in contests and shit for years. Because we had like 4 boxes of those things. And now I don't even have a copy for myself. But he said, yeah, man, you should call it the fan club. And that's what we did. We called Blade Zone the fan club or online fan club. And we still do. It's where people can go to read articles, essays, interviews with cast and crew, and get tons of information about Blade Runner, the original 82 film. Not that 2049 movie.
Yeah, you
I remember.
Did you say
Indian?
essay?
Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
Okay, and remember, Indiana Jones is not a replicant.
There's only one Indiana Jones until they cast somebody else.
They already did.
Because you don't remember, if you don't remember, back in 2021, they were talking to Chris Pratt. And going back to do earlier stories of Indiana Jones.
I mean, Sean Patrick finally, young Indiana Jones.
They got a great young actor, but he looked nothing like Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Hey, Snort.
Oh my
What's
goodness.
here? We got Gambit 87, Snortopupus, and Sauron Baggins. And of course, Mikey has joined us here in the studio.
That's right. It's just standard procedure.
This is correct. He is a Canardian.
Yes. Nerd.
Wow. Dude. That's incredibly cool, Sauron Baggins.
I've always wanted to get one of those, Sauron, because that you can find them on some of the prop replica websites.
I got one for my oldest daughter.
I think the cheapest one I found was $250.
Ouch.
Dang.
That's a lot.
Well, people put a lot of time into these. They put all the writing and the art and everything. Just a lot of work.
I know Gary Ambrosia has the Grail Diary. Perfect replica.
That's what I just was talking about.
Okay.
Are you on cocaine again?
I wish.
This film was the last real Indiana Jones film.
Mike, the right answer was, how do you mean again? It's the same binge.
Oh, well, yeah, I know, but I didn't want to seem greedy and say it again.
I didn't want to seem greedy. I wanted to be greedy.
It's just standard procedure.
SOP,
man. SOP.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Standard operating procedure. SOP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anima. Jeez.
Yeah, read a book sometime.
I swear to God, if I hear that I need to fucking chill my shit one more time this week,
Feel your
I'm
shit.
leaving. I'm leaving. This week sucked ass.
Fine.
Oh,
Okay. Then we'll
too much
reword it and
information.
say, let's bring it down, Anima.
Anima for me every week is like that week.
Welcome to my personal hell.
Yeah,
we're doomed.
Yeah.
I'm right next door to you, Mike.
I'm a tiny circle inside another tiny circle stuck on the internet.
Hey guys, we have a super chat from Sorum Baggins, but he says nothing for
Oh,
four
well, thank you for that.
£4.99. Oh yes, thank you very much. But dude, say something. It's your super chat.
Yeah, or
It's
at
like
least
Gambit
pick
said
one
he-
of the funny little images when you pay for it. But paying and not saying
wait.
No. See, guys, it just means he's speechless at the awe and majestic majesty that is this show.
Well, now he's talking.
Wow.
He says,
Yeah.
I'd love to
Well-
see the deleted scene with the spider. That's when he
Well,
steps
for
on the
you-
wrong letter on the J and breaks through the
Very-
floor. Originally, it had a huge spider crawl up on him, but they decided to go with the stuntman and the breaking floor.
Well, for you, Sorum Baggins, what Mike here really tried to say was
Oh, Artie, if he was a wee bit closer, I could love a camera and can.
Something like that.
Guys, it's right. Exactly what he said right there.
Wait. And Gambit, hello. Well, I am not ignoring you, but man, there was a lot of comment to choose from. So I decided not to use anything.
That is why he was hesitant at first to play Indiana Jones' father, but I'm glad he did.
Wizard of Oz, I don't know if we could do that.
I don't know
But
if I've seen
Return
the
to Oz
movie.
is a good movie.
Oh, because
I've seen the
Wizard
musical
of
multiple
Oz,
times, but
the thing of Wizard of Oz is it has a ton of trivia behind it. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
will love it, Anima.
Hi, Penny.
Penny. We love you, Penny.
Yes, we do.
Everyone's favorite lucky penny.
You're our lucky Penny.
Yeah.
But we're lucky to have her.
Yes, we're even luckier than her.
Yes.
Even though this kind of is basically like almost like a thematic remake of the first one, it still works, I think, in part because adding in Sean Connery puts a completely different dynamic.
They wanted to pick up
And
the
my
feeling
one
from the
beef
first
with this
one.
film is the fact that Brody is Brody until after Indiana Jones says he speaks over a dozen different languages. He'll blend in, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then we cut away and see him lost and bewildered and confused. And it is no longer Brody. It's some other character he's playing. It's really weird. And I never liked that they went, because he was Brody. He was acting like Brody all the way up to that point. And then all of a sudden he's a bumbling Mr. Magoo.
Yep.
And I wish that they'd pulled in a little bit on that. Funny, yes, but I didn't think that was very respectful to the character.
It's a good step that they do with it, but it's kind of weird that everything that makes him Indiana Jones happens in the span of like one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point there, I suppose.
In 15 minutes,
Yeah.
he acquired the scar, the fear for the snakes, the whip, and the hat.
Man, if he'd stay in bed that day, he'd be a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because you can see that he's Indiana Jones when he's talking to the other kid, grabbing him by the clothes, telling him to seek for help. That what meant Phoenix River channel Indiana Jones like
No,
nobody's.
Martin, he didn't channel Indiana Jones. He channeled Ford. How he moves
Yeah.
and shit like that. That's how
Yeah.
I got so close.
And you
I know.
also
And
know
they
it's an
worked-
older
They've
movie.
worked together before. Yeah.
You know it's an older movie because the Boy Scouts of America are portrayed in a positive light.
Oh, come on. What's that supposed to mean?
Oh no!
Oh,
they
we
have been-
know.
Oh, she doesn't
they've
know.
been given.
Oh,
Well, the current position is they are boys, so they are evil inherently.
Oh, well. I was a Girl Scout, and on one summer camp, the boys got a hold of me because I was the smallest, duh. And they tied me to a tree, and then they stuffed, what are they called? Nettles down my t-shirt. That was evil. That was
Ow.
pretty evil. Yeah, that hurt. I got them back then.
Dang.
Itching powder, and sleeping bags are a good combination.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
payback.
devious.
You don't do that to me and not get revenge. So, yeah, I vindicated myself.
now some more backstory with this. Originally, this was going to be a haunted house movie. That was one of the
Yeah.
original pitches, if you remember.
But Spielberg was against it because he just finished Poltergeist and didn't want to go there again.
'Cause a lot of people don't know that he backseat directed Poltergeist.
It's what he does,
Did he really?
apparently.
Yeah.
I'm going, I wish they had used that for the movie that followed this instead of whatever that was. There is also, after this one, there was a comic series where it was the Spear of Destiny, which was the Lance of Longinus, and they were trying to resurrect Hitler. And I always thought that should have been, like, if you're doing another one, that should have been it. Him just finishing them off. Yeah, preventing their fear from coming back.
That would have been cool.
Yep. Is there anything else to add, or should we start?
Oh, I'm making.
Guess we
still
can
have
start.
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, but we pause a lot usually, so
Yeah.
and then derail.
That's-
Although Mephisto's not
that
here,
could-
so
That could be one of Gary's knights' name, Sir Posalot.
not wrong. I like that they used the scene with the lion to explain the scar on Harrison Ford's chin.
Well, the
But
whip,
that's how you-
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because
The
he's
whip.
had that scar ever since his early 20s. That's from a car accident.
He had an accident in a car, and he was
Yeah,
trying
just
to
say
put a
that.
seatbelt on and had the accident.
Well, I thought it was he had gotten a crash and the steering wheel had like bopped into his chin when he went forward.
I'm not saying what hit him. I'm saying that he was trying to put on a safety belt going into a dead man's turn.
Ah,
He is like
when he had
accident
the
prone.
accident.
Yet he's
What's
doing so many of his own
Not
stunts
Canadian.
in these movies.
Spuddy.
Hey, Spidey.
Spidey who?
Actually, he's Canadian Spider-Man. Harrison Ford stunt
Hey,
double
buddy.
had to pull him aside and ask him to leave some stunts for him to do because he felt useless because Ford was doing so much of his own stunt work.
so is there a vehicle Harrison Ford hasn't crashed?
Wait. This topic is only for Anima. Anima, do you consider that Elsa had a real convincing Austrian accent?
I would have never caught that she's supposed to be Austrian. if that hadn't come up. The name sounds German, but the accent just went nowhere for me. And I know she worked hard on that, so I feel bad saying that, but I wouldn't have put that as a Germanic accent. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, what would you know about that? Right?
Right?
Yeah. Jeez.
Yes, this is a very cool opening. Here in this moment, that is pure Harrison Ford through this kid.
Yeah, he does a great job
Yes.
imitating him. Because he had done a movie with him previously called Mosquito Coast, where he played Ford's son.
Oh,
And
of
so
Ford's
he
favorite
really was able to mimic him.
That's what Ford wanted him too. He basically picked him for the role, even though he doesn't really look like him. Oh yeah, Slasher Fred. This is where we first heard his classic phrase, "It belongs in a museum."
Yeah, I don't entirely know if I always like this particular writing convention where it's, it's like if you do like a young Abraham Lincoln, if you did a flashback, you'd have him like put on the hat or like have the little beard thing going on to like set up that, oh yeah, he's gonna be Abraham Lincoln. Like we already know that.
I don't have a problem with the hat in this. They're Boy Scouts. Of course they have hats.
No, I'm talking about the guy that has his hat at the end is what puts him on. So that's a good transition.
Yeah. The guy
It's
with
like, well, they
hat.
try to explain away too much in one scene. The whip, the scar, the hat, all of it in one scene. I thought, that's a bridge too far.
It's
And the
already a
leather ja-
2-hour movie.
Even the
Why
leather
would they drag
jacket
it out
and the
more?
satchel.
Yep.
Because Indy basically copied that other guy.
Well, yeah. Still cool looking.
Oh, the snakes.
The thing that is really unbelievable is that Indy has 11 years old. I
No,
think
15
not.
more like.
He's not 11
No,
years
he's
old.
more
He's
like
16.
15.
Yeah.
15,
No,
16
it's,
something,
it's
yeah.
19. It's 1912. So he's.
I'm just
11.
telling you, there's no way he's supposed to be that age.
Oh my God.
Kid, what do you have to say?
Hi, Keith.
Kid, he's not talking to us.
Fine, Keith. Be that way. I don't care.
Keith, you're Times Man of the Year. Guess what? Someone else in this movie was Times Man of the Year. Twice, in fact.
This is Keith in his home. We cannot see him, but he looks like this. Judging us all.
Judgmental Keith. Oh,
Keith
yeah.
says a lot without saying words. What's that? You want me to kill the president? I don't know if I should, Keith, but you say so.
And still nothing from him. Oh, man.
Those snakes were problematic, by the way. They would find ways out of their crates and they had to go look for them all the time. Because they couldn't
Oh, that's
lose
funny.
these animals. They're basically actors, all these animals. And they had hundreds
Also,
of
they have
snakes
to answer
and-
for it to the SPCA
Yeah,
if an animal disappears or gets killed on the film.
or injured. That's why they had rubber snakes for him to fall on, and then the real ones. The animals had to be safe at all costs. Same with the rats. They had 1,000 real rats and bred 5,000 within a very short time, but they had 1,000 mechanical rats for the fire scenes, so nothing would happen to them. And in fact, the actors really liked the rats. Harrison Ford had pet rats when he was younger, so he was playing with them on set all the time.
Yeah,
really
I
cute.
have pet rats too.
Huh.
They're nice pets.
The
Very
only
clever.
creatures none of the actors minded, because the female leads in the Indiana Jones films, they suffer a lot, like snakes and bugs and spiders. But the rats were okay. She was fine with them.
Alberta is not allowed to sell pet rats.
What?
Why?
Yeah, the entire province is rat free.
Wow.
Yeah, and they want to keep
Why?
it that way because of farms and stuff like that, right? Eating everything
Yep.
up and whatnot, right? So the entire province ages ago had a program where they eliminated literally every rat in the province.
I'm amazed they could actually do that.
Oh yeah,
There are so many inappropriate jokes I can make with that,
well,
but I won't. But
Yeah.
I won't.
But
Unfortunately,
the one thing this previous scene does do really well is shows you exactly the starting point of Indy and his dad's relationship. That's really
Yeah.
what it needs to accomplish.
And as Spielberg said, that only James Bond could be the father of Indiana Jones.
Yep.
He wanted that joke so
Nice.
badly, but
Oh yeah.
I'm just glad Sean Connery agreed because he added a lot to it.
Well,
Oh, for sure.
He felt
James
the character
Bond-
was too boring at first, so he added a lot of his mannerisms and quirks, and it really works.
Well, James Bond was one of the ones that mentioned if you get a chance, you can actually look up because they have recordings from when they were brainstorming Indiana Jones and other influences on his creation I think it was like Treasure of the Sierra Madre. I do know, was it Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name and Mifune were also brought up.
Ooh.
Like Yojimbo in particular, if I remember right. But yeah, it's a really interesting read because they're actually recording, so you get them brainstorming before they really have a definitive idea of who Indiana Jones is, and they're of course referencing other characters they love, which is kind of what the Indiana Jones series is. It's everything they love about pulp adventures from when they were a kid, and they made into a new movie, and they made basically, I consider Indiana Jones kind of a synthesis of a lot of the pulp adventure heroes.
I love how he tells his class here that it's not like X always marks the spot and then X does mark the spot a little later. Also, a little trivia when he tells the students, if you want the truth, I forgot his name, teaches philosophy classes right down the corridor. That's his real philosophy teacher because he has a master in that. So I find that neat that they have that in there, him mentioning his actual teacher.
Yeah, and private chat, and you can even put this in the chat if people want with it. There's the story conference link.
What is this?
Oh, okay.
The story conference when they were brainstorming Indiana Jones in 1978.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I'm on it.
Really?
I wonder if Keith is coming back.
I'm
Would be
sure
great to
once he
happen.
gets his microphone working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there he is, back from his mission from Hoth. General Veers.
General Veers.
Yep. Oh, and don't forget, he was in Doctor Who, in the Tom Baker episode with Doctor Who, where he was playing this alien creature that's been on the Earth for, well, millions of years and whatnot, and had to find a way to travel back in time, which would have prevented the evolution of the human race. So it's quite nice to see
You're
him in
so
that.
dramatic, Mike.
I know, I try to be.
It's Mike. He's the nicest Decepticon ever.
Exactly.
or the meanest Autobot. I'm never sure what one of those.
We know he's not a bot because he shows his face after the show sometimes.
Exactly.
So he's
And
real.
a bot can, and a bot
Unlike
cannot
you,
replicate.
Martin. You are always a Muppet.
What are you
Oh,
hiding,
believe me,
Martin?
it's
What
for
are
the
you
benefit of
hiding?
the audience.
If he would tell us, he
It's-
would have to kill us. Duh.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
for the
that's right.
benefit of the audience. Yeah, he's dreaming of his days in the Empire when he conducted so many ground assaults.
Oh, yeah.
What? You think everyone would know it's in the castle? Ah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was again. That one episode of Doctor Who he was in. Dang it.
Not like there's something that you can like find information like that on.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a net.
Yeah,
where-
City of Death. That's what it was.
Eh.
Yeah. In 1979. Count Scarlione.
I like how he has this whole conversation with Indy without telling him that his dad got lost doing
Yeah.
that shit, because he doesn't. You
Yeah,
need my
right.
father, not me. Yeah, we already had him. He's the other guy. He's like, what the fuck?
He's the one that
Telling
turned
me
up
now.
missing.
Yeah.
It's interesting because this character is basically still has a similar function to Belloc, but instead of being antagonistic from the get-go, he's pretending to be his friend.
Yeah.
And he was, by the way, a character that was included in Raiders of the Lost Ark's original draft, but it was taken out later.
Oh.
Yeah. Indy learned not to trust the U.S. government.
Wonder why?
Can't imagine why.
Could be because of the top men issue.
Mm.
Maybe.
I like that evil laughter, Mike.
Really?
Told you he's a Decepticon.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah, there's young Sean Conn.
I remember when he was in an episode of, what was it? Remington Steele. No, it was Remington Steele and Magnum PI.
Who?
This guy, right? The character
Julian
actor?
Glover.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Inspector Lumber.
Now, here's some weird trivia is everybody knows that Tom Selleck was the original Indiana Jones until he wasn't able to join the show because of a contract with CBS.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know what actress read with him?
What?
No.
Christy Alley?
No.
I don't know.
John Young.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Oh,
Oh,
man, Mary got close to being in a lot of things.
wow.
Yep, she was really close. She was also one of the actors that tested for Superman too.
Huh.
Yep.
And actually, he was in 2 episodes of Doctor Who. Back in 1965, in the episode The Crusade with William Hartnell, he played Richard the Lionheart.
I feel so bad for never having watched Doctor Who. Gary showed me a couple of episodes, but these completely went by
Well,
me.
Doctor Who has a long history.
I know. That's why I'm scared to begin it because there's so much of it.
The last 3 seasons has been a blast.
Yeah. I do remember he was in Space 1999 because I just watched all 2 seasons of that recently. And it's like, oh, yeah, there he is.
Let's see. One thing I'm planning to go through soon is Blake 7 because I've always heard things about that. But
oh, yeah, because he was in that too.
well, Blake 7's, from what I understand, it's the original, basically gritty sci-fi because things don't go well for the cast and crew.
Hey, 11 Alpha is here.
Hi, 11 Alpha.
Yo.
Showing off some German here.
Now, I do wonder, how does the actual library look in comparison with the set that they got?
It's not the church interior because that's a normal church. So the whole interior thing was filmed somewhere else. And the problem that I had with the Venice part is catacombs in Venice, really? The floating city? That was dumb. That was so stupid. They would be full of water if they even were public.
Well, they were.
No, I mean full, like to the top, because they would be below the waterline. So
oh, yeah.
That's not possible. So that was a bit stupid.
Venice is a really amazing city because if you don't know, down below, the entire city is on wood. They found a type of wood that wouldn't rot with it, and they just buried them in to the ground. And then over time, they petrified. So they're basically super hard. Imagine someone trying to do that today. And yet, without any modern tools, this group of people a long time ago was able to make this city on the water, literally.
Oh, yeah. There's no chance that would happen today.
Now, going back to that scene,
commission.
I had to laugh out loud when that librarian thinks that his stamp is making the noise when Indy hacks at the floor.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Funny. Perfect timing, and then he puts it on top of the stack of books because he doesn't trust it anymore.
Maybe I should get a new stamp.
I should get an exorcism for this one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I stamped library books / read. I worked in my school's library as a teenager.
This isn't the most ridiculous thing with Venice. That still goes to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen when they have a giant submarine going through the Venice Canal.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That would be too shallow, I think.
Yeah.
You have to dig up shit all the time so the big cruise ships can make it in there.
Oh, and the catacombs. Oh, man.
Fucking catacombs of Venice.
Oh.
Imagine
the smell alone of
right.
dripping water and rotting bodies and
Ew.
The rats and the oil.
Oh, yeah.
I love it though when he says, "Oh, rats," and she thinks he's just saying like, "Oh, damn it," because of something, and then she sees the rats and it's like, "Ah, oh, real rats, fuck." But like I say, they had fun with the rat actors.
I still think Temple of Doom has the best creepy reveals thing, especially with
they overdid it. They overdid it, and Spielberg apologized, and he did this movie not only because he had a 3-movie contract, but he wanted to make up for Temple of Doom because he felt bad.
No, I love it. I love it. All the creepiness in Temple of Doom, man. Yeah, go gross, man. That was awesome.
I'm just amazed they decided child slavery was a great topic for a summer blockbuster.
Sure.
Yeah,
kids mowing lawns, earning money.
They would have promoted it.
Yeah.
They liberated the slaves, not the horses like that other movie. Oh my God.
You bring back sibling. You bring them back.
Gambit
And
is right. The animals that he had a problem with were the spiders. They freaked him out.
Oh yeah, can't say that. Oh.
Sugar bear. Yeah,
I didn't-
I like them.
I didn't get through
No,
it when
go
I
on.
tried the first time in my 20s. I got as far as the dinner scene with all the gross shit, monkey brains and shit, and I was done. I already considered stopping the movie, but this is when it was, yeah, I'm out. You lost me. This is too weird. And I was looking
I was
away a
lost.
lot when I watched it with Gary for the show. So yeah, not my movie.
And it made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie. It made me laugh, that scene.
it was supposed to be. I mean, the thing that really draws Temple of Doom down is just what's her name, the shrieker.
Oh
Ah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
The damsel in distress. That's her only purpose in this.
Kate Capshaw
Really?
Yeah.
or Willie.
She annoyed the shit out of me.
See, my theory is because that takes place first. Indy actually killed her after because he finally got sick of her. Then he met up with Mariner and went, "Yeah, I'm keeping you around."
You're tougher.
This scene was scary for her because she had never driven a boat. And now she had to do it. She was a fish out of water with a lot of the shit she had to do for this movie.
Got between them by
Her name is Alison Doody, and she is from Ireland.
Gary said Doody.
Now, this here is kind of the most James Bond thing in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Boat chase. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause-
those boats are gorgeous.
Mm.
And then it gets hacked up.
Yeah.
Which was on set.
That was a set, yeah. That lake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's way smaller than you'd think it would be. But yeah, they also had to build a super long boat for that scene. So they would have enough time for the action scene to take place and the actors not getting too close to that thing, because that thing was real. That was made of steel and fucking dangerous.
And of course, Frank Zappa is awesome in this.
Wait, is that actually Frank Zappa?
No.
No.
Yeah, I was like going.
He tried that joke with me and it fell flat because I didn't know Frank Zappa.
You didn't know who the fuck Frank Zappa was.
No, I know Francesco Zappa. That's an Italian musician from the 18th century, but I don't know modern time Frank Zappa. I'm sorry.
You Philistine.
You know,
I'm
the
a
funnier
music nerd.
thing
What can I do?
about Frank Zappa, you know what his most successful song is?
Valley Girl.
Yeah, the one his daughter basically wrote most of it. Because all those rants in that song are his daughter's, so he came up with the chorus.
Hmm.
Why are you trying to kill me? You're Indiana Jones. Everyone's trying to kill you.
Gambit says it's the actor from Midnight Express, where he played the judge accusing Billy Hayes for drug possession.
Mm.
I wouldn't know. Turkish British actor.
My dad always got a kick out of this movie. Oh man. Just for the simple fact that Elsa's Austrian.
Supposed to be Austrian.
Well, my mom's German, right? And it's like, see, it's what a real Austrian woman looks like. She didn't flinch one bit with those rats.
And of course, she's Irish, not Austrian.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know, the character, of course. But it's just hilarious. Oh my god. so many smacks were going around between my mom and dad at that time because of the movie. Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez.
Oh, jeez, for sure.
Ah, geez, hot blonde. I'm gonna sleep with the Nazi.
Mm. Oh, darn. What you gonna do there, eh?
Well, he doesn't know yet.
I know. It's actually kind of creepy if you think about it, because there's the implication that she might have done things with his father as well.
Well,
I
yeah,
know.
that's how he
She
finds. That's
did.
how he finds.
He
out
did.
she is. His dad tells him, "I knew she was a Nazi. She talks in her sleep." And the look
That's right.
Indy gives him.
She
Oh my
talks in her
god!
sleep.
And Indy gives him the look.
I
Like, what the
don't
fuck,
like
Dad?
arrogant men. Yeah, give her, Elsa.
But she does like girth.
Yeah. Venice.
Oh yes. Upcoming, the worst fake Scottish accent ever.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
if
We
you
have-
are a Scottish lord, I am Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how much time they had to film the scenes in Venice? Not even a day.
No.
They had from
Yeah.
like 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and one day only, because they were filming in August. So Venice wasn't really happy about that. So they gave them a handful of hours to be done with it.
Oh, his Scottish.
Welcome,
accent.
Victor Ogwada. It's good to have you here.
Welcome.
Hope you like the show.
Hey, I'm here to look at the tapestries.
Yeah, that's such a bad accent. He's
Oh
doing there.
God! It's like, don't ever do that again.
Should have had Mike Myers dub him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he pulled it off.
Well, because he is Scottish.
If you are Scottish Lord, I am Mickey Mouse.
By the way,
I guess-
I know I have seen that butler in other movies.
It happens to me a
couldn't-
lot. I'm like, I've seen this actor somewhere, but usually Gary is the one who figures out where.
Oh, I was going to say people mistake you for a Scottish Lord.
And that's how they did get the spooky castle in this.
Look how she tactically ignored you.
And he bought a foot of Scottish land, making him a lord, according to some archaic law that probably doesn't
Oh,
actually
yeah.
exist.
It's probably a bog.
It's you, Junior.
Junior.
Coming up, one of the funniest scenes in this movie when they're tied to the chairs and discover
God, I
that the
love that.
fireplace thing rotates.
I love it.
I love that too. That dialogue is great.
Mhm.
I love that he's more relieved that it's a fake than seeing his own kid.
Yeah, I know.
It's a fake.
Yeah. that
Look,
too.
look at the crosshatch. It's like-
That's the cross section.
right.
Rough
Right.
hat.
Oh my God, Gambit is on Scottish mode again.
Yeah.
Never forgive myself.
That's what you get for talking about a movie that has Sean Connery in it.
Yeah. I do love the whole thing of like, well, you already know the answer then, don't you? And it's like, I wrote it down in my diary so I wouldn't have to remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
love
admit
that
you're
character.
getting old.
He's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
It just made me feel bad when he's so convinced that he was an awesome dad because he never told him to go to bed and do his homework.
Mm.
That's not
Yeah,
how it
that's-
works.
That's more like
yeah.
a boomer idea of parenting. What if you would bring my diary?
Yeah. I should have melded to the Marx Brothers. I love that line. Oh my god, it was so good.
And just other good characterization that he's completely shocked of how casually his son murders like 3 people.
Yeah, right. Look what you did. I can't believe you
Yeah.
did that.
How he's so surprised that they want to kill them all the time.
Happens to me every time, every day.
This is
Oh, man.
intolerable.
Oh.
Oh no, Martin is gone. That's why I'm running the slideshow. He has a weather coming. And his
Oh.
third world internet isn't handling it too well. I hope he comes back. He usually does.
But you should have listened to your father.
And your father was better in bed.
Maybe, I mean.
Your father had more girth than you did.
Whoa!
Well, yeah, Victor, but he had the headpiece, you know? That made it believable.
What? Wait. It goes deeper than that. It's a Scotsman
You're not wrong.
playing an Egyptian who was playing a Spaniard.
Right.
It's all possible with the right headpiece, I'm telling you.
Of course.
I mean,
Talks
for
in his
Connery it is.
Oh man.
Is
An
somebody having
Egyptian
the TV on in
Spaniard.
the background?
Weird.
Oh yeah, that's me. Kids apparently looking in the window.
They do kind of a cheat here. They go, oh, we might need them to translate later. And then as soon as they get into the car, it's like, oh, wait, never mind. We kill them.
Yeah.
Highlander's impressive. I think it's one of the few films where Connery dies.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Aside
Like-
from Highlander 2 and 1.
Where he dies again.
Yeah, that's right. I do kind of like this. I know Gary said he doesn't like this, where it just kind of switches character on Brody, but I think there's a reason for it. That Brody is a different person when he's, in the museum, in the university, and then he's just, he's like, I suppose you could say more socially relaxed there because he's more comfortable in that environment than rather being out in public with a whole bunch of people, and maybe he has some sort of like a weird aloofness, social anxiety kind of thing.
Yeah, in a
So,
foreign place. He's never been there.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that he is an introverted nerd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think-
way I kind of saw it.
I think it's more so that they didn't, because they want that ending where they all ride off in the sunset together. And
Yeah.
they couldn't think of another way of getting Saul involved other than he was with Marcus when he gets kidnapped and then is,
Yeah.
out to help.
Dr. Schneider.
And we talked about that, Slasher Fred. We did a show
We
on
have.
that.
Yeah.
Man who would be king?
Yeah,
We did
pretty
that?
sure
Yeah.
we did.
I-
Yeah,
No.
I think we did.
No, you may
That
have watched the movie with Gary, but we haven't done the show. We talked about doing it.
I was so sure we did the show.
This is how we say goodbye in Austria.
Oh, that's such a great exchange.
I know. I know.
This is how we say goodbye in Germany. But
Thank you.
obviously-
It was rather
Yeah.
memorable, I
It-
thought.
It really is not. But
Yeah.
whatever.
And there comes the hitting scene between my mom and dad. See, this is what Austrians are like, and this is what Germans are really like. Then he smacks him.
No.
And then my mom cuffs him. It's like, see, I was right.
Captain Remius, most Scottish Lithuanian ever.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
That's
And
right.
if they ever remake this film, Kanye West can play the German commander.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Oh.
Here comes that scene.
Oh man, his lucky charm.
Yeah, Jarvis Davies in this. I've always liked him in Sliders, but yeah.
Hey, Gary Ambrosius in the chat.
Yo, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
I was always amazed at how this carpet was so highly flammable.
Hey, Gary, you should join us, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's my belief that you can never have too many Garys on one show.
That's right.
Well,
you can't hear it, but I love the score during this thing as it picks up as the fire is spreading.
Dude, it's Williams. Of course the score is brilliant. He's one of the best.
Yeah, I know, but it's like this in particular, even when I was a kid, this is like one of the points where the score really stands out. To the fireplace. This is the point where it almost does become like a Marx Brothers skit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's so many gags in this film. I mean, he shoots the back of the airplane off, Dad does, and he goes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, son. They got us.
They got us. Yeah. What I love is when he yells 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock, giving him directions. He pulls out his pocket watch and says, what happens at 11 o'clock?
Dad,
He's such a goofy character. Man, I had so many laughs with this movie.
Or everyone's favorite line.
We have another new viewer. Welcome, Wandering Odlo.
Welcome.
Can somebody send Gary Ambrosia an invite?
I am.
I don't have this info.
Buddy. We got somebody, Martin.
Thanks, Michael.
Yo,
Don't worry.
Martin.
Maybe
And
you
still
need to
one-
network a little bit and get to know some of these guys.
Yeah, Martin.
Maybe we should just add him to the group. How's that?
Well, maybe we could do that too. Yeah, send it to you, Gary.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Though I do think my
Anything for you,
favorite
Gary.
my favorite gag in this movie is no ticket. And then all the people pull their
Yes.
tickets out.
They go crazy with the ticket. I have a fun fact for that too. When you see the two of them, Henry and Indy, sitting at the table. So every time you don't see their bottoms, they don't wear trousers because they shot this in a very hot studio and Sean Connery wasn't having it. And then Ford went along with it. Hell yeah, why not?
Just amazed that they managed to fit in that box where that
Yeah.
motorcycle was in. And they were inside. And I'm like, how did they get on the motorcycle while it was still
Inside
in
a
the box?
box.
Yeah, right.
In the flight sheet.
There's so many things that are like really annoying in this film. It just
Yeah.
drive me up the wall. Okay, another prime example of one that makes no sense is when the belt of his satchel finds its way around the blown open cannon. It's like,
Right.
one, how did it get over that? And then they immediately cut from him when he's climbing back up. How did he get it from around it?
Yeah, I know, right? I
You need to
always
check your
wonder
brain
that.
at
How
the
did you
door.
do that?
You have to.
Oh,
Yeah, I
The
mean,
only way to enjoy some of the logic flaws they have.
the
in film.
moment they go into the catacombs in fucking Venice, you know you need to go back to the door and leave your brain there to enjoy the
Now, I
rest of it.
am curious if you understand why Henry smiles when he grabs that flag and uses it to knock that German off his motorcycle.
because he's they're jousting.
No, I want to know if I know you know what it is. I know you guys do, but Anima, did you understand why?
No.
Because that's what a knight would do,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
like a lance. And it pleased his dad to see that.
Yep.
Because he gets a big shit-eating grin on his face when he sees his son do that.
Well, it was a cool move, so why wouldn't
Well,
he do
because
that?
But
his dad
then-
is a classical literature type of guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the history.
But then
Yeah, he loves knights.
Indiana Jones gets a little full of himself, smiling, and his dad just sort of looks at him like,
Yeah. Don't get
And-
full of yourself, boy.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's more in the dialogue than just a bunch of gobbledygook. That's
I
for
love a
blasphemy.
diary. I wish I could get.
Oh,
one
I
of
know. I
those.
love it when he slaps him for saying Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's for blasphemy.
That's for
man.
blasphemy. Yeah. It's almost as if he never realized that Indy grew up because they haven't been in contact for like 20 years or something. So
Yeah.
they go back to being dad and small boy sometimes, and it's so funny.
What is really hilarious is he's recalling them all by memory after he's shot near the end of the movie. The punch.
Yes, Victor, there's something of that. Victor says they were just trying to better Raiders when they should try to go in a different direction. I'm not so sure of a different direction, but yeah, if you consciously are trying to uh, updo your own work, you will get rarely you will get what you want.
It's the problem with doing sequels, the Hollywood methodology. Not every sequel, but a lot of them are do the same movie but bigger and better. As if adding more to what was before. Whereas what most people don't seem to understand is we love the characters. You just got to come up with another good story and then you throw those characters into it.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong, this movie has its details. It's still a very, very good movie. But in my eyes, Raiders is still superior.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, and this was originally supposed to be like, this is the last time we're doing it. So he was doing like, okay, I'm
It should have
putting
been
a bun on
really.
everything.
The thing that gets me about the book burning here is they found real uniforms. These are not costumes. How the costume guy managed to get his hands on boxes of real Nazi uniforms. Sorry, I said the word.
Really?
And
That
yeah,
much? There's still oh man.
apparently enough for the important roles that you really
Wow,
see, not the background ones. They're probably costumes, but
I don't know. That's like
they got
bad
real
vibes.
costumes for that. And they
I
also told
wouldn't.
the extras when they're doing the salute to put their left hand behind their back and cross their fingers because they weren't really comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I guess. Shander Hammerschlag, welcome, my friend.
Hi, Sander.
If you don't know, a shit ton of the stuff that they built is still staying to this day, just because it's too more expensive to tear it down than it is to like turn it into a museum and make some money off of it.
That's what we did here in Vienna. We have the Museum of the Oceans in a former flag bunker because they didn't want to afford tearing it down, so they found a use for it.
Yeah, no, the really crazy one, which not a lot of people know about, is the Fortress Towers. I think they built like 3 or 4 of them. It literally was designed to withstand any and all, attacks on it and, have artillery. In fact, after the war, there were people who are on the Axis side who basically bunkered up in there and had to be convinced to open up and that the war was over.
Victor, I think we're in consensus. The panel vehemently disagree with that statement, but you.
There's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right.
There is the 4th one. Crystal
There's only 2
Skull
Terminator
exists.
movies.
We have Marion in it, so it exists.
We have monkeys.
Guys, okay.
It doesn't exist. It's fiction.
Most of the uniforms were real World War II uniforms, Sander.
Yeah, because it was, let's see, 45, the war ended. This is 80, they were filming, 88, 89 for this. So.
Oh, Gary.
Like 35 years, 34.
Yeah.
You know,
Gary said,
people keep that shit in their homes because they worship what they did back then, and they occasionally the police finds out, and then the shit gets confiscated, and that's probably how he got them.
Oh
Few
no,
minutes.
it's even crazier. There's people who like, mind you, they're not of that particular political persuasion, but they just love the uniforms, the second everything else, and actually hire out people to raid graves where people are buried in that stuff so they can steal it. I met a guy who had a collection, and he sent
Mikey,
me
you were going to say
pictures.
something to me?
yeah, Gary just said, give him a few minutes.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. No,
Oh, if you want a great Mel Brooks making fun of the Yahtzees, look up "To Be or Not to Be," the song.
My God, you know, Springtime for Hitler is so fucking funny.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
if you
movie.
haven't, he does. It's the Hitler rap. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Victor, technically speaking, we have the first geriatric in the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
was
are we
like a
talking about?
narrator, and like he
What?
do bookends of episodes, if I remember right.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
Old,
Oh,
Indy.
Victor says,
Super old
Old Indy.
Indy and young Indiana Jones.
yes, super old Indy, to be honest.
Super old geriatric Indy.
Get out of my lawn.
Harrison was
Indy.
in the series
That's right.
with Gray
Yeah,
in
the
his
jazz
beard and
one.
shit.
Yeah, the jazz one. Yeah.
He was also like, I think they only did it in day. Like he kept his hat on in part because his hair wasn't right.
And he had the beard because of
Oh.
another movie that he was doing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, Bush, welcome.
Boosh.
And this is for you, my friend.
I will admit these effects, because you can tell the like, was it blue screen going on the rear projection? I
Yeah.
still kind of love this style.
1 sec.
They got us.
I
Bush
love this.
just arrived.
I'm sorry, son. They got us.
Yeah, they.
No,
Give him his
No.
interesting
video.
was that
Mikey.
that line that Bush is reminding us here. Fly?
Yes, land, no.
Unhooking the plane and says, land? No. Fuck.
It's basically
Yeah,
what
but-
happened to Harrison Ford in real life. Constantly.
Oh.
Give him his video.
What? Whose video?
Bush.
Bush.
I did it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Sean. They got us.
Got us. Yeah, S with an H.
And Keith is in the chat now, so I guess his technology isn't working.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those things where it gets a little too cartoony with the tunnel. Because, like, yeah, plane blows up, but the wings go off and then he's just sliding along and they're looking back and forth before it then blows up.
A lot of this shit is cartoonish.
Oh, and we have Gary with us.
What's up, Gary Ambrosia?
Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on?
Not too much.
Sean
Just sitting
Connery.
drawing while talking about a movie.
What movie is this? Sean Connery and Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I never knew they did a film together.
I've never seen
Now,
this.
by the
thing.
way, this is not in Charlemagne. This was for the movie. Good luck finding that quote. It doesn't exist.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, that was total BS.
I'm trying to remember, what was this? The guy he's talking to, he was in a couple things. I'm trying to remember.
The making of the scene where Sean Connery chases off the seagulls into the plane was hilarious. The seagulls would not comply, and you cannot train them, so they had to use white doves instead and throw a lot of feathers and shit.
Yeah, they just opened up the box lids and the birds just flew away.
Yep.
When they finally got the doves, yeah, because the seagulls were like, "Fuck you guys, we're not in this." So they filmed them on the beach, but the flying things are actually doves and
seagulls are a lot like cats. If it doesn't involve food, they're not interested.
Yeah, damn sure.
No, cats you can train.
You guys recognize this guy right here?
I'm trying to remember where he was from. I know he was in a couple things.
He's the landlord from The Young Ones.
Young Ones, right.
Oh.
Great actor.
Yeah. Of all the people, that's him, which I thought was kind of a funny cameo.
Yeah, and this is why they had him get kidnapped in front of Saul earlier, so he can just go, "Hey, Indy, quick catching up," so we can just get you to this point.
There was a deleted scene where they met him at the train station, right?
Oh, was there?
I never saw that
I
deleted.
think there is, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, there's some scene where if you watch the making of this movie, there's a scene where there's a wide crane shot they're shooting of them arriving at the train station. All of them are walking in a row when Indy finally meets up with Sala.
Really? That was not in the making of that I watched today.
Yeah. It's very quick. The shot goes by real quickly, but it might have been just a bunch of exposition or something like that. They just said, you know what? I like that part.
We're well out of range.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Get down! Dad, we're well out of range.
And then incoming. You should have covered those lenses. Stupid of him to not do that.
That come belong to my brother.
Did you just drink from the grail, Gary?
Yeah.
What's that?
Did you just drink from the fucking grail?
What grail? What do you mean?
From the movie.
What did you just drink out of?
I'm just having a little refreshment. That's all.
Yeah, it's a grail. It's the grail.
Yeah.
By the way, Gary, this is my fiance, Danny, also known as Anima Confusa.
Who? Which one? Oh, hi.
Hi.
I was hoping it wasn't the one in the red hat.
Oh, well, no.
What's your name? Danny?
I'm
Danny,
a secret lover.
Hi, Danny. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
All right. Hey, you guys want to see something even cooler than the Grail?
Sure.
Fuck yeah. Do you have the book? Yes, you have it. Someone told me you had it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Told ya.
really, really cool. This is made by, I believe it's a Spanish prop maker, but I mean, it has.
How much did that set you back?
It was a lot. It was a whole lot.
Because the cheapest one I've ever found was $250.
I think this one alone was, I think about $850.
Good grief!
So
but this has everything in it. It's got. Whoop, everything's falling out. It's got the etching from the shield. It's got all the photos. And I bought a couple of these. I bought a couple of these from the guy, and he emailed me one day and he said, "Hey, listen, I don't offer this to anybody, but if you want, I'll sell you a photocopy of the original Grail Diary." I said, "Well, of course." So he did, and this is it right here. So this is every single page that's actually been photocopied of all the different pages in the Grail Diary. Everything directly photocopied from his copy of the. I guess he bought one of the 3 or 4 hero props, but it's very, very cool.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I got to take care of this. In fact, I probably shouldn't have it near
We're
any
also
liquid
jealous
that I'm
of you
drinking.
right now.
You should be wearing gloves.
I know, but I'm kind of cavalier with my own stuff,
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a photocopy of every single page in the book, which is it's actually when you look at the or the actual book that was used in the movie, there's only so many pages and they're just repeated. So it's kind of a letdown. But this is the story diary, which this guy went through and wrote every single journal entry from the day Henry Jones had the vision of the knight telling him he was going to find the Grail, all the way to, let's see, the last entry is which is just past the end of Last Crusade. And you could read this cover to cover, and it's a fascinating story. It's really, really cool. It's really well done. I recommend if you can afford it, get this thing, because it is very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm not a collector, but that is one movie prop that I'd really like to have.
That is cool.
Yeah, this was added in. This was not from the movie version, but the guy, basically Sean Connery did a little drawing of the last time he saw the Grail Knight, waving goodbye to them, and then the last journal entry here. But this thing is really, really cool. This is one of my favorite props. I like it better than the Grail.
I think one of the craziest prop replications is just the Indiana Jones hat. Like that was like this whole huge deal.
I have one of those too from Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
There was 50 made, and I got one of them. I was damn lucky.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got Ford sweat in it and everything. It's really gross and manky, but it's still cool. It doesn't have staples in it, though. That's one of my favorite things on this is when he's stapling the hat to his head.
That should do.
That was funny.
I love that.
Was funny.
That connected in with the joke. How does he keep that on his head?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You shall have camels, horses, an armed escort, provisions, desert vehicles, and tanks. You're welcome.
All for a car.
I know, right? The guy had like jewels and gold and all this stuff, and he didn't even care. And he saw that Rolls Royce. He's like, yeah, take whatever you want.
I love what he says. I even like the color.
The guy has tanks, and he doesn't have a Rolls Royce.
It's like he had the whole Haynes manual just memorized.
Yeah.
Hey man, German engineering. Shipping was a lot harder to do back then.
Yeah, that's that line.
Gambit, the tank is German.
That's what he says. That's what he says in the right before the guy gets like knocked out by the periscope.
Yeah,
that's what he says.
What he actually says, he actually says, "Die Amerikaner, die kämpfen wie Weiber," and that's really
like
German.
women.
That's German. I love that because I always call out fake German in movies because it hurts my brain.
Right.
That was real.
Oh yeah,
That's
I would always ask my
terrible.
mom and dad. I would always ask my mom and dad. It's like, what are they saying? What are they saying? They translate, right? And I just found it so hilarious. I loved it.
The shot with the truck is amazing when Sean Connery shoots the truck and you see like bodies shooting out of the top.
Yeah.
That is so cool. that was awesome. That is a super like kick-ass moment in that movie. Mm-hmm. It's so great.
It's also hilarious how now he's just cavalierly okay with murdering people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because he's like shunning his son for shooting that those crowds when they were first gonna when they were like capturing him. That was so funny.
He just called him out though. You called him
out.
I can't believe
he clarifies. He clarifies. He says, "This is war."
Yeah. Marcus, look what you did. It's war. Yeah, these movies are very funny. Very funny. There's so much great humor in it.
Henry,
not the second one.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
When Adolf autographs the damn book.
Hey, boss.
Oh, by the way,
I think
does yours have the Adolf Hitler signature?
I think it does. Let me look here. I got to dig around for the page. Yeah, that is so funny to me because he hands it over to him and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm busted," and then he just opens it up and signs it for him. Brilliant. So that guy is isn't that Admiral Ozzel from The Empire Strikes Back?
No, it's General Veers.
General
Yeah.
Veers, isn't it? No.
Yep.
Donovan is General Veers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ozzel-
Oh, you mean this
Ozzel
one?
Oh,
is
okay.
Hitler.
Right.
Where is he?
Oh,
Yeah, that was funny. All this time I didn't know it was him. Where is it?
Oh, Gary, you have somebody from MEFCHA, and it says, "It's ow, my feelings." He says, "Popping in just to say thanks for the knowledge on Blade Runner, Gary. Hope to talk soon."
That was fun because Gary, if you don't know this, I'm talking to Gary Ambrosia.
Yeah.
I'm the founder of the Blade Runner fan club, all the way back in the 90s.
Really?
And it's still the #1 Blade Runner website, bladezone.com. I turned it over to another Gary. In fact, all three people who ran the Blade Runner website's name is Gary.
Wow, that's not confusing.
No.
Gary Willoughby, Gary Carden,
we
and
go.
me. I love it. Look at that.
There it is.
Nice.
Adolf Hitler.
Wait.
I just got
Wait,
us
wait.
demonetized.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, am I not
well.
supposed to show that? Oh, sorry.
No, show it.
No, you show it all you
Again,
want. I
shit,
can't
Ross.
say it.
Okay.
This
so
one's
you
not
want
on
me to show
you,
it?
Gary. I
Yes.
said the N-word before.
Did you guys want me to show it? Is that okay?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
There you go.
nice.
That's great, man.
See, all the trolls will be like, you see, he worships that guy. He's even got his autograph.
It's a fucking movie prop.
Right? I know.
They can go fuck
Love it.
themselves.
I have fans. I have to sign it.
Well,
you have
I mean, it does have
fans saying Mickey
Kanye, you know.
Oh my God! Read by
Oh.
Nature says Council of Garys.
Council of Garys.
Kind of.
Every Gary just starts saying mine.
Okay,
Mine.
so
Yeah.
hey Gary, real
Mine?
quick, just on a side note with Blade Runner, you know, I got a bunch of the props from the photos from Blade Runner, and some
Right.
of them I have were not seen on screen; they were just taken and not used.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a photo of Deckard and his wife,
Yes. We were just talking about it yesterday.
and if you notice, it's taken at the same house
Same house
as
as
the
Rachel's,
photo of Rachel
Tyrell's
as a
niece.
child.
Yeah, Tyrell's niece. Yeah.
Or yeah,
It's the
So-
same porch.
yeah, it is. So what does that mean, man?
Well, if they had kept it in the film, that would have been one more allusion to Deckard being a replicant.
It is in the film. It's
Is
at
it
the
in
piano.
apartment?
It's at the piano to the
It's
right.
on the
of it.
piano, but you can't see it very clearly. Also, there's a photo of Harrison Ford's actual grandmother on the piano.
Well, whoever they assign the memory to being his grandmother, right?
No. It's actually Harrison Ford's mom, grandmother, his biological grandmother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Harrison brought in actual family photos to add to the scene.
Well, if that photo of him and his wife are on the porch is in the movie, I don't know. What do you think, Gary?
It's
It's there. You might not
I
be able
still
to
don't
see
think
it, but
he's a
it's there.
replicant, but it is there.
Yeah.
What I love is the animal motif, because you have eye motif in the film and animal motif. And if you look in Deckard's apartment, you got a rhino statue. They're all
Mhm.
over the place. And like one of my favorites is the lamp on not Holden's desk, Bryant's desk at the police headquarters. And it's got a photo of a guy posing with a dead rhino on it.
Hmm.
Wow.
There's this huge animal motif that Ridley did, as well as eyes. Eyes are all over the place. There's a huge
Mhm.
eye motif.
Yeah, there is. Anyway, where are we here? Oh yeah,
Wow.
Petra.
Yeah, I heard Petra just flooded. Did you guys hear that?
What?
Yeah, I heard there's a big flood at Petra.
Really?
Check me if I'm wrong. It might be fake news, but no, I think I saw it on Twitter. There's some video
That's-
of it flooding
That's weird.
right over the location where they were shooting this, or
Huh.
I mean the outside of it, you know. But Yeah, here's Papa John's. Shooting me won't get you anywhere. Okay.
You know, Dr. Jones,
How about you then?
you're right.
Yeah. Good old Donovan.
It's a brilliant move, though, to make him go get the thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's absolutely
No choice.
yeah. Yep. Yeah. This is a very Templar Masonic. There's a lot of Templar Masonic references in this scene. And I didn't realize that until after, after I became a Mason. But it's very, very Templar-esque and Masonic.
Well, was it?
The actual
Man
thing
Who
is
Would Be
empty on the
King?
inside, though.
That's the most Mason movie of all time, as far as I know.
What's that?
The Man Who Would Be King.
Just in the sense of they just happen to be Masons, and Rudyard Kipling was a Mason. This is a little bit more. I would say this is more Masonic than that movie.
Yeah, we have confirmation from 11 Alpha. 2 Belgian tourists dead in current Petra flooding. How
There you go.
Wow.
How can that area
got flooded?
flood? Yeah.
Because
weird.
Found a
it's
way.
so arid. Yeah,
Yeah.
life found a way.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's funny, but that's terrible. But that's really funny too. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
I do.
Keith, it just means Sean made the right call. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
Yeah. What else did he turn
man.
down too? Connery turned down Robin Williams' role in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen also.
I think the biggest one was Gandalf, which is actually one of the reasons he did. And The Matrix. Was there?
God.
Yeah, he
some
said
kind of-
the Hobbit or
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings didn't make any sense to him.
like, how could it not? I mean, come on. Damn.
Well, I don't know.
Could you imagine him as Gandalf though? Frodo Baggins.
That would have been hilarious.
Baggins.
Yeah.
You shall not
shall
pass.
not pass.
Uh,
I am the brother of the mystic flame.
Yeah.
I like that part right there. Jay.
That is where they wanted to have the spider, and then they decided to not go with a giant spider crawling up on him, but instead having him break through the floor on the J.
Idiot.
No, it was
Latin
not
Jehovah
Superman
begins with an
produced
I.
this.
I'm trying to remember if they showed that bit, though, in the Marvel adaptation. I'm trying to think back to it.
Oh,
You mean the comic?
Is that-
They did
Yeah.
a
Yeah, the
comic. of
comic.
it?
they may have included it in there.
Yeah,
Could have. I'm gonna have to check again.
because sometimes the comic version is different than the movie.
Well, they're
because
based off of the draft of the script,
Yeah.
often before the shooting script. Like if
Yeah.
you look at the Blade Runner comic book, there's more stuff in it than is in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the case in a lot of comic adaptions. Like I remember the Terminator
Yep.
2 comic book when that came out. There was all these extra scenes in it, and I had no idea. I'm like, this wasn't in the movie. And then years later, you see the special edition, and it was all there.
I love this illusion. It's such a great one.
It is a cool
For
effect.
perspective, this is
It's a
so
very cool effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
This shot always annoys me because there it is again. It's the porous fake rock.
Yeah.
And it's something that you spot in this movie and Temple of Doom. When they do close-ups of the rock, you can tell it's not real rock.
What are you talking about?
The porous nature of the rock on the right that's something that occurs when you use the sculpting material.
Well, so what?
Oh no! Look,
What?
shut up,
Are
Gary.
you kidding?
Look, Steve,
I only say that, Gary, because when I make fake rocks, that's how they look.
That's bad fake rocks, Gary.
Listen, man, it's just real. Just go with it, okay? Gee,
Fake rock matter.
yeah.
Fakes rock matter.
The internet.
Wait, Dwayne Johnson's fake?
The internet, man. You guys are ruining the fun.
I think there's brain snuck into the back door. You need to put your brain out again.
Oh shit. Yeah, that part's
Hello,
hilarious.
Evelyn.
That old knight lifts up the sword and it like he falls over.
But he's like
That was
700
so
years
awesome.
old. He's
Wait,
so
hold
awesome.
on. I can do this.
Dude, we've got a guy in our lodge, right, in the Masonic lodge, and he's the guy who stands outside the door with a sword, and he looks just like him, and he's just as old, dude. And every time we have a meeting, you know, he picks up the sword, and I'm like, dude, you look just like, don't fall over, man. We get him a wheelchair. He's so awesome. He told
Do you
every
guys
time.
know?
Every time we go into the lodge, I think about him. He reminds me of that guy. He reminds me of that.
Do you know
Sorry.
who they wanted to originally play the old knight?
Who?
Sir Laurence Olivier, but he was already too sick.
Oh man, that would have been
They-
wow.
that would
they
have been
wanted him for
hilarious.
this. Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
He
I
died
could've
just
seen
after
Hero
the movie
Tool.
came out.
Yeah. Now
I'm
isn't
just
that
thinking-
who's the actor? Who's that guy? His last name's Fox, right? Isn't he related to Edward Fox?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, the
I
night.
think he's his brother or something like that, right? There's two of them. There's two Fox brothers, very famous actors in the United Kingdom.
No, that's a different Fox.
This is a totally different guy?
Yeah.
Not related, but looks exactly like him, and with the last name. Wow, who'd have thought?
Well, you have Trudeau and Castro, so
Wow. Okay, I thought they
Yeah.
were related. 'Cause, I mean, they sound and they look alike too. That's
It's
all.
James and Edward Fox are the two other ones.
Right. Yeah,
Hmm.
but that's
This
not
is
James.
this
Fox,
actor's
is it?
name is not Fox. It's
Robert Edison.
Edison.
Oh,
His
Robert-
name is
oh.
Edison. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about then. I thought it was
Oh, here we
James
go.
Fox.
Love this.
Oh yeah, he poisons himself.
Yeah.
He turns
goes
into Doc
poorly.
Brown for a
It's
second.
like, wait a minute. Something's not
He
right here.
fucked up. He let
11
her
Alpha,
choose
you're
and she
close
went
enough,
with
buddy.
Doody.
yeah, a fox from another den.
That's a great effect. That was the same effect they used with Willow, which was kind of a new effect at the time. The morphing effect, the computer morphing
Yep.
effect, and
Right.
they actually reverse photographed the hair on the skull. It's actually getting shorter on screen, but they reverse the shot, and then it looks like it's growing longer. And then the scene where the corpse is on the ground and covered in its own dust. You know how the wind is sort of blowing and the dust is blowing away, and it kind of reveals his little pin. You know, his
Yeah.
little
Right.
SS pin.
Oh.
That's done by spray painting over the top layer of a bunch of Fuller's Earth dust, so that the top layer is sort of caked with paint. And when you blast it away, it sort of blows away and reveals what's underneath it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very cool
Yeah.
effect. Very cool.
It says
poorly.
the knight was played by the actor that was Q in the Bond films with Connery.
No.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm going to do a Wookiee here.
No.
Nope. That's
No,
that's what
no.
kids
that
said.
guy's name is Llewellyn.
Yeah, that was
played,
Desmond
yeah.
Llewellyn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Desmond Llewellyn.
I know all us white British guys look alike, but you know there is a difference.
I'll just say,
He-
just Gary Ambrosia, I'm saying, good luck in your attempts to take over the Earth, and I hope you defeat the Illuminati soon.
I'm not taking over the Earth. We already took it over, man. This is the result. So enjoy it.
Well, you guys need to do a better job running it then.
Well, I can't help you there, man. You know, we're kind of short-handed.
No. The
Membership's low.
system is run as intended.
Yeah, you're right, though. We do need a better HR department.
I hate to do this, Keith, but you are not right on this. The Grail Knight is Robert Edison.
Yeah, it's all right. Like I said, we all look alike, so you know, it makes sense why he got it, mistaken. Oh, Elsa,
I
she
know.
couldn't just let it go. My God,
No.
this is a great ending. This is a really, really great ending Because, the more I read this diary right here, the more I understand about Sean Connery's character. Like, he literally lost his entire family. He lost his wife. His son, ran away. And his son ran away because of his obsession with the Grail. Now the Grail's in the crack. This girl just dies. Then he dives after it. And he's about to lose his son again, but for real this time. And he's like, forget it, man. It's not worth it. It's great.
I'm just wondering,
Great ending.
in that diary, does Sean Connery's character mention any of the canoodling he did with Elsa?
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Stand by. Look at it. Open right to the page.
There we go.
oh my God!
Nice.
Wait.
Let's see.
Bring it up again.
Oh, here we go.
He did a sketch of her when he met her.
Oh, wow.
I don't know that he mentions anything about, diddling her or poking her in the whiskers or anything, but let's see.
And I was just kidding.
I know you were, but, that's what happens. Let's see. Location of stained glass window. He's just talking about the church. Dr. Elsa Schneider. Elsa never really believed in the Grail. That's obviously an afternote. She's young and very, very beautiful, underlined. He did do a sketch of her, though. And then she bent over, and oh boy, she got a Grail of her own. No, I added that in.
Then I smacked that bitch for all she's worth.
Well, she did say she likes schnitzel.
The really funny version of this would be is like, Indy, give me your hand, use your feet.
Shut up, you Barbara.
Yeah, this was cool. They all ride off into the sunset, just like it should have ended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that was cool. So that's shot in Texas right there.
Nice.
Named after the dog.
Or named after a dog. I love the way he says that.
I got a lot of fond memories of that dog.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a very good impression. Okay.
What a great movie.
This one. Oh yes, it is.
Yep.
I really like
Don't
the
make 'em
tank.
like that.
I really, really like the tank. The tank's very
Oh, yeah.
cool. The tank is
And
over.
it's
At
the
least it
second
used to.
time that Spielberg has done that for a movie, had a historically accurate tank built for it. Because they didn't have the Sherman tank for 1941, so they had to build one.
Really? What did they make it out of?
Plywood.
It's really fake?
Yeah, there's a whole video on them
Oh,
building
wow.
that damn thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it surprised me when I found out.
Wow. Well, a guy named Mike Lantieri built this tank, and it was based on historical tanks from World War I, but they kind of modified it to be a little bit, like the Flying Wing and Raiders. It's
Right.
kind of accurate,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit artistic license. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really like the tank a lot. It's very, very cool. That's a cool sequence too. When the guys in the little Kuba wagon get run over, and it's on the barrel.
That's right.
And then
You see the legs.
and then the colonel's like, "Den Kugelwagen springen!" And they just shoot him and they fly off. That was brutal, dude. That was, and then they run him over. Yeah.
Oh, geez. So good.
What's this link here? Somebody sent me a link. Oh, that's cool.
It's the story conference transcript, basically when they were originally making Indy.
Oh, cool.
actual
Oh, yeah.
transcript
I've seen
of
this.
everything.
Yeah. There's a tape of it somewhere too, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
God, I've been working on my ARC prop for 12 years now. You want to talk about cursed, man?
Full scale?
Oh yeah, I got parts from the original ARC, but I keep running into all these problems building it. It's like about 70% done, but I keep hitting the wall, man. It's like I'm not supposed to do it. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know.
You open it up and there's just suddenly dust there for some reason. This might be a bad idea.
I'm gonna build it and then I'm gonna bury myself in it.
Wait a minute, I didn't add this staff. Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah. Why is all this mist coming out of this thing?
Yeah, right.
Hey, there's a woman and she turned into a skeleton. I hate when that happens. It just does that sometimes.
That is such a great effect. That's one of my favorite effects. Is those puppets they have that are like they run them underwater in a water tank.
Yeah,
you know, and man, that is such a beautiful effect. So they built a tank for 1941.
Here.
They didn't even get a real tank.
You can see it right here in this image right here. The bottom half is almost complete, and they're still building the upper part of the chassis.
Wow, where did they get the treads and all that? Is that?
Oh, they probably use real treads because what they couldn't find was a working M3 Lee, and so that was what they needed to use, and so they just had to build it.
Wow!
And they even used it for doing the cutaways inside the tank right here.
Okay. Hey, Gary, have you ever read the 1941 Heavy Metal adaptation, the comic book?
Yes, I did.
That is a funny fucking book.
Yes, it is.
It's even funnier than the movie. The movie's pretty funny, but yeah, that comic book is.
I got to tell you, man, Heavy Metal had some great stuff. They had the adaptation of Alien. They did Outland. They did 1941. Heavy Metal was the shit.
Yeah, Heavy Metal's a great. It's coming back too. I just backed it for its it's coming back.
Really? I hope they do bring it back because it's a great magazine.
Unfortunately, they got off to a bad start because they just pissed off a lot of their investors because a lot of books didn't make it out in the time that they said that they were going to come out, and they released it in stores before some of the backers got it. So a lot of people were really mad. I didn't say anything about it because I'm like, I don't care, whatever. In fact, I forgot that I backed it. But a lot of people are pissed off because people bought it on the shelf before the backers ended up getting it in the mail. So,
it sucks. You know, people just get really bruised pussies over everything.
I agree. It wasn't that big of a deal to me, but you know, they're a pretty big company and they received a lot of money for doing it. So I don't know. But I mean, it is coming back. Yeah, it is coming back. Nice. And it looks cool. I've seen some of the stuff. It looks pretty good. So hopefully it'll be the same kind of heavy metal that we all love, and not some crummy woke thing.
Isn't that what killed heavy metal originally? They tried to go woke, and that
I don't know.
Too bad.
I don't know.
I think
Corbin is dead because he lived right here in Missouri with Keith and I. He lived right up in Kansas City, and he was the guy who created Den, one of the best comics in the heavy metal series.
Yeah. Got to be the inspiration for He-Man also.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I love Den. Den was a great story. I read all the Den stories.
It was also my favorite part of heavy metal, the movie.
Yeah, John Candy. There was no way I was walking around this place.
I was standing there with my dork hanging out. Exactly. You and I, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
John Candy was like the perfect voice for Dan. It's so great.
Plutonium Neuburg or Norberg, or whatever it's called.
Nyborg.
Nyborg.
Yeah. What a cool comic. Sorry, we're digressing a little bit. We were talking about Last Crusade.
But should have been the last Indiana Jones Crusade too, but
I'm just wondering why they waited so many years between Temple of Doom and this, because this came out.
Spielberg was doing Empire of the Sun. It was supposed to be 1987 that this came out, and then he went off to do Empire of the Sun.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, there was other projects and stuff. Plus, they probably couldn't nail down a script or something. And somebody just mentioned in the chat that there was other stories, like the Monkey King story. They were
disagreeing on the story at the beginning.
I was working with
wasn't having it, and then it derailed, and Lucas wasn't cool with it. So
I was working with Richard. I was working with Richard Bonk and Tom Waltz from IDW, and I had created a story called Indiana Jones and the Eye of the Pyramid, and we turned it into Dark Horse, and they loved it, but then said, we can't do it. And I'm like, why can't you do it? You got a built-in team. We're ready to go. And they're like, can't say, just things have changed right now. We're not able to do it. Within 8 months, we found out about the purchase of Lucasfilm, and that's why Dark Horse couldn't do the comic.
Really?
And Richard Bonk has talked to me multiple times. He goes, we need to do that Indiana Jones stories you guys wrote. That was really good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because it's just like a movie. It opens with one story and then goes into another story where Yahtzees are trying to build a rocket launching pad in Chichen Itza. And they build a fake pyramid over the top of a real pyramid. Unbeknownst to them, unleashing giant anaconda.
That's cool.
I like that.
And you know, Indiana Jones doesn't like snakes.
Oh, yeah.
Giant anaconda, you go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Very dangerous.
Man, oh man. Gary, this is the first time we've ever had you on the channel. It's good to see you.
Is
man.
it? Yeah. Well, hey, it's good to be seen and not viewed.
Yeah.
Well, what I love is that, you know, you work, because I work in film, but I work from way back. I'm an artist and I just do artwork. Whereas you get up there and you get to work on stuff that's going to be seen on camera, and that's cool.
Yeah, well, you know, I usually don't get a job unless someone like you's drawn it for me. So, but yeah, you know,
my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns on. Fuck off, Alpha.
I see.
11 Alpha is retired military. Just so you know.
Yeah, 11 Alpha mentioned he was DMLA, but he didn't become a Mason. What happened, man? Go find a lodge.
I wanted to be a Mason, but I ended up
be a Mason
because I'm Catholic. I got pushed into the Knights of Columbus, and I fucking hated it.
Oh well, then you'll really love being in the Knights Templar.
Well, I always wanted to be a Mason because of its connection to the Knights Templar.
Well, all you have to do is ask. You know that, right? If you know a Mason, which you happen to do.
I've known quite a few Masons. I didn't know you could ask.
Well, of course, that's what you're supposed to do. What, they didn't tell you that?
No.
Okay, well, you know my number. Just call me.
I don't know your number.
Okay, well, just DM me on Twitter, okay? If
I know you on Twitter and stuff.
If you really want to join.
Ambrosia, you just need to start winking at the camera.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's Illuminati
Wink, wink,
crap.
nudge, nudge.
Give me a call. Yes. I'm going to give you that surreptitious wink.
Yeah, that's Illuminati BS. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I love the prop stuff you're doing. And what I'm wanting to do is we've been for a while wanting to do a movie called Evolution. You remember that was supposed to be the next Ghostbusters. And it flopped. I still enjoy that movie. And we were going to get the effects guy that did some of the effects for it. He worked on the Alien films too. And he's never available because he's just been constantly busy.
Yeah.
But I eventually want to get around to doing that show. And if he's not going to be able to make it, man, Gary, would you be interested in doing that one to talk about visual effects on that?
Talk about it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You know the movie I'm talking about, Evolution?
I don't. Oh, you mean the thing that
David Duchovny.
The thing that okay, I know what you're talking about now. The Ivan Reitman thing that was kind of like Ghostbusters, right? Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the next Ghostbusters, and it wasn't.
Right.
And Dan Aykroyd even makes a cameo at the end as a general. But I like the movie. I got to be honest with you. I do enjoy that film, but it just I could see why it failed.
Yeah, a buddy of mine's in that movie. He's in the party scene. He's got a red bra on his head. Yeah, that's the only thing I really know about it, other than it was directed by Ivan Reitman.
Yeah, Sean William Scott's in it, and I'm a big fan of Sean William Scott.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's better than just being Stifler.
Oh yeah, he was just on The Righteous Gemstones. Have you been watching that?
Yes, He's also on another show with Tim Allen, that new garage show that he does.
Okay.
He's his lead mechanic on the show.
Oh, is he?
And I'm just glad to see him getting work because
he's good. He's good when he's not playing this like kind of dumb, blonde surfer California bimbo guy. He's actually
absolutely
he's good. So it's good to see him, branching out, doing other things.
You got anything coming up, Gary?
Not really, not that I can speak of. But just
are you under
Wednesday.
NDAs?
Yeah, just every Wednesday. You can catch us on Doomcock's channel.
I love Doomcock, man. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he and I got into a bit of a heated discussion one day because he's a big proponent of Deckard being a replicant and I'm not. And he would not let me talk. And I just went, fuck it. I'm just going to enjoy hanging out with him. I'm not going to get upset. I'm just going to enjoy hanging out with him.
Yeah, well.
He just overtalks me and I'm like, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just love the guy. I really do.
It depends on if you're on his channel, he does that. But if he's on other people's channels, he's a pretty respectful guy.
Oh, no, we had him on because I do a radio show about ufology because Don Ecker, the guy from UFO Magazine, I'm for some reason, he wants me as his guest host because we're friends and I make him laugh. And so I do a UFO show once a week and we had Doomcock on as a guest. I asked him to come on and he did. And we talked about ufology. So a lot of people don't know he's into ufology.
Oh, yeah.
I just know that because I've talked to him.
Yeah. I needed a glow-in-the-dark powder for some casting resin for some props I was making. And I found this really good stuff on a website called United Nuclear Scientific. So I ordered it and it didn't show up. And I'm wondering where it was. So I called this place up, right? And I was looking at the website and they sell other stuff there. But apparently the website's owned by Bob Lazar. Right.
Really?
So
really?
That's weird. So I called. I'm trying to find out where my product is, and the guy answered the phone. He's like, "Hello, this is Bob." I'm like, "Oh shit."
What?
Hey, Bob, Gary Ambrosia, I ordered some stuff from your site. Just wondering where it was. Okay, let me check. Yeah, it's a little bit back ordered. I'll get it out today. I was like, is this the Area 51 guy? He's like, yeah, it's me. I said, what? Why are you answering your own phone? He's like, because there's no one else here.
There's no one else here.
So I said,
oh my God.
I said, why are you having such shipping problems and stuff? Like, I ordered a few things. He's like, well, because I constantly get raided by the state. So we're moving. Right? It's like, so we're moving to another state and hopefully like the raids stop. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, thanks again. He's like, all right, no problem.
Oh my God, dude.
Random conversation.
Meanwhile, some corporal is probably fingering through Gary's package.
I know. It's no wonder like all my accounts are all, tracked and everything now and stuff. Like, knocks on my door in the middle of the night.
Christ.
Yeah, serious. He's like straight up. Well, hopefully when these raids end, then I can ship your powder to you. Like, okay.
And you know what that was all about? Because the local attorney general had a beef with him personally. So he started heckling him over the what was that ranch? The Bunny Ranch? Was that it? Or Mustang Ranch? He had set up he had done the IT work for this ranch, setting up their security and their computers and stuff. And because he did that, he tried to say that he had ownership of that ranch and was going after him.
Oh man.
Wow.
It was constantly raiding him. No shit.
Wow.
Jeez.
Well, that's what he said to me on the phone. So, and then they ended up moving.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, they ended up moving to Utah or something like that, and then I started getting the shipments, no problem. But he signed a little poster for me, a little like UFO poster. It was kind of cool.
That's always cool.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Did you work on? I'm trying to remember. Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates. I was 4 years old when that movie came out.
Holy crap!
So the
Yeah.
answer is yes. That, he was child slave labor.
Oh, because your knowledge of so much stuff kind of surprises me. I thought you were older than that.
No, man, I was born in 1980. Sorry.
Hear that, honey? He's only 2 years, older than you. Anima.
No
She's
comment
fucking with
from
her
Anima.
cat right now.
Yeah.
She's fucking with her cat right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, watch for a little bit. And yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
proud that you do the math correctly. That's amazing.
Oh,
I love when I get to look at him.
Damn, you got smacked.
That's why he loves me, Gary.
this happens
Oh,
all the time. I love
I
her for
believe
that
it.
reason.
I believe it.
But no,
I was
Gary
smacking a
Ambrosia,
piece of
I do writing, and my thing is when I'm looking up certain things, I immediately then type in "Dear FBI, say whoever." I'm not planning to kill a person. I'm a writer, and do that just so when they're looking through things.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's no
I get
fun in
swag.
that. You want them to show up to your door.
What you do is like
don't know me.
write in these words in your search engine before you hit enter. I am a writer doing research. How do I? And then you put whatever query you're wanting to put in there. That way, that shows up in your search.
Oh, I don't do.
So
things
you don't
like
end
that.
up like Pete Townsend.
Yeah, I just search for
Yeah.
things.
Or Sound and Rusty.
I don't care what my handlers think. I really don't. I talk to them sometimes though. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Are you tired of looking at porn? Too bad, because there's another 14 hours.
It's not the good porn.
Well, that's
It's
how
the
it
really
works.
gross
See,
part.
that's how it works being in the Illuminati. Your handlers understand you're already past a certain clearance. So again, Gary, just give me a buzz, man. We'll get you hooked up.
All right, man. I definitely don't want to be in the Knights of Columbus. Is the biggest mistake of my life.
I don't know anything about the Knights of Columbus. They're not affiliated with our organization.
I will tell you this: they only exist for one reason, because of you guys, the
Really?
Masons. Many Catholics were becoming Masons, and the Catholic Church the Pope got upset about it, and so they set about in New York, the New York diocese. We got to come up with something to stop having members of the Catholic Church going over to become Masons.
I got it.
And that's why Knights of Columbus was created.
Well, we accept Catholics. There's a lot of Catholic guys here.
Oh, I know other Catholics that are Knights of Columbus. Yeah. I think it's a great organization, man. I really do.
What?
Beyond the
which
history and the
organization?
connection. The Masons. I love the Masons.
Well, you say that now, but wait till you join.
Don't give me ideas, please.
I hope if I join, there's an old guy holding the sword.
Oh, there will be. Yeah. They're all old. They're all old guys, dude. They're old as hell. But God love them.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna get the hell out of here. We'll end the show.
Sounds
Gary,
good.
Do me a favor before we go.
Yeah.
Stay after the credits so you can give information to Martin, because Martin sends all the invites out. He's our producer.
Cool.
So he'll need your contact information so he can invite you whenever you want to join us. You're welcome to join.
Sounds good.
So we're out of here, guys. I want to thank, let's see, who all came to the show. We got Gambit87 in the chat, Snorta Poopus, Sauron Baggins, Slasher Fred, Penny, Canadian Spider-Man, my good buddy. I love that guy. Paul Smith, who I'm okay with. He's all right. Read by nature.
We loved you in Dune.
We loved you in Dune, right?
And Popeye.
Beast for Bond and Popeye. There you go. 11 Alpha, Victor. What the fuck? Ugbadaga? I bet he lives on Bakalakadaka Street.
Yeah, right.
It's Victor Ogboada.
Oh man.
Ugboada. Fuck you. You say it again.
African
thank
names
you for
are
being here,
weird.
Vic. Thank
He's
you.
the captain now.
He's the captain. Wandering
I
Outlaw
hope
was here. Sander Hammerschlag. Bush McFadden was here. Keith, the movie geek, my partner in crime. Mephisto's movie reviews dropped in and also dropped off all of his viewers. Let's see. Ariel Bellette was here. It's always good to see you, sweetheart. We love you. Hope you're doing well. She's living in Vegas now, guys, if you didn't know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that.
So everybody, thanks for being here today. Great audience and great chat. And Gary, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate
Thanks for
it. man.
inviting
It's
me.
always good
Appreciate
seeing
it.
you. Martin, Shinatsky, Mike, and of course,
Yo.
love of my life, Anima Confusa. Thanks for all being here, guys. We're going to get the hell out of here. Don't forget, enjoy your Sunday, and then we'll see you again for Military Monday.
Ooh.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.